Hi, welcome to After Hours step-by-step tutorial. In today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to create a video player vector illustration using Adobe Illustrator. This video player will be added to our gloss globe. If you haven't watched our earlier gloss globe tutorial, you can refer to description section below for tutorial link. First, create a base with rectangle 450 by 400 pixels. And round all four corners of our rectangle with 20 pixels. Then, apply linear gradient using our gold color palette. Make a copy. With the copy, we want to resize it slightly smaller by 10 pixels. Let's also reduce our rectangle corners to about 15 pixels. Change gradient color. And drop opacity value to 0%. To create stronger tones, go to Transparency panel and change blending mode to multiply with 75% opacity. Next, we will create an inner shadow for our video player. Make a copy of the shape. Instead of gradient, change it to a single color fill. I'm also going to remove all appearance effect for this shape, so we can start fresh. Make another copy of this. Separate the two shapes, and change one of their opacity value to 0%. With both shapes selected, go to our drop-down menu. Under Object, Blend, Blend Options, select Specified Steps. Set value to 60. Go back to Object, Blend, and select Make. Let's make a few more adjustments by double-clicking our selection to isolated object. Select the bottom left corner and drag this all the way up. Then apply Multiply with 75% opacity. Next, make two copies of the larger shape. We'll be using them to create a light source on the frame. Resize one of them to 440 by 395 pixels. Reduce rectangle corners to 15 pixels. Change the color to white. And we're ready to apply blend. Now that we have our light source, make another copy to create shadow on the bottom of our frame. Right-click, select Transform, and apply Reflect. Make sure that horizontal is selected. Change color to brown. Delete anchor points on the left and right. Finally, create a rectangle with size 440 by 250 pixels. Apply color fill. And change blending mode to multiply. In this part of the tutorial, we'll be creating a few flat icons for our video player. Starting with our Hamburger menu, draw up a rectangle in size 25 by 4 pixels. Round all four corners of our rectangle. Apply color. Make two more copies. and distribute equal spacing between them. Next, create a meatball menu with ellipse 5 by 5 pixels. Similarly, we'll make additional copies and arrange them with equal spacing. Go to Transparency panel and change blending mode to multiply with 75% opacity. Moving on, draw up a rectangle in size 440 by 50 pixels. Change color to green and blending mode to multiply. To create our play icon, we'll need a rectangle in size 20 by 20 pixels. Change color to white. Edit anchor points to transform shape into a triangle. For our pause icon, we'll make use of the same triangle and add a rectangle in size 4 by 20 pixels to the right. To create our last volume icon, we'll make another copy of this. Adjust shape to square ratio. Next, create an ellipse with 20 pixels in diameter. And another ellipse with 15 pixels. Under Pathfinder, select -front. We only need half of the ellipse, so let's delete the left anchor point. Under Pathfinder, select Unite to close paths. Create another ellipse with 8 pixels. Again, delete left anchor point and apply Unite. For the last part of the tutorial, we'll be creating a few buttons for our video player. Starting with our play button, draw up an ellipse in size 150 by 150 pixels. Apply linear gradient. Adjust gradient direction to a diagonal blend. Make a copy of the ellipse and resize this copy by scaling it down to about 145 pixels. Under Transparency panel, change blending mode to multiply To create inner shadow for the button, make a copy of our smaller ellipse. I'm also going to remove all appearance effect for this copy, so we can start fresh. Replace gradient with solid color fill. Again, make an additional copy. And reduce size to 135 pixels. Change opacity to 0%. With both shapes selected, let's create blend. And change blending mode to multiply. To create outer shadow for our button, make 2 copies of our larger ellipse. Change color to brown. And change opacity to 0%. With both shapes selected, make blend. We might also need to rearrange the order of our shapes. Simply right-click and select Send to Back. Next, change blending mode to multiply with 50% opacity. Finally, draw up a rectangle in size 70 by 70 pixels. Edit anchor points to transform shape into triangle. To create our heart button, we'll make use of the play button as base shape and replace arrow with a heart icon. Right-click, go to Transform and select Scale. Under Uniform, scale size to 30%. Then, draw up a rectangle in size 40 by 65 pixels. Change color to green. Select top 2 corners and round them with 20 pixels. Make copy, so we have 2 of the same shapes. Rotate both shapes. Bring them together, apply divide to delete excess shapes. Then apply unite. To create our subscribe button, draw up a rectangle in size 150 by 45 pixels. Apply linear gradient. Make 2 more copies of the rectangle. Resize our first copy to size 145 by 40 pixels. And resize our second copy to 140 by 35 pixels. Select all 4 corners and round the edges. Change blending mode to multiply. Going back to our duplicated copy here, we'll use this to create our inner shadow. Change opacity to 0% for our smaller shape. Make blend. Change blending mode to multiply. To create outer shadow for our button, let's make a copy of our larger shape. Change color to brown. Change opacity to 0% for the second shape. And we are ready to create blend for our outer shadow. Right-click, go to Range, and select Send to Back. Change blending mode to multiply with 50% opacity. We'll also be adding in a type using the font Georgia. To create the Share button, simply copy grouped objects. Change text to Share and Resize button. Finally, let's make a few more tweaks to our overall illustration. That's the end of our video player vector illustration. And thanks for watching. If you would like to create the gloss globe vector illustration used in this video, you can refer to the description below for tutorial link. If you've enjoyed the tutorial video, give it a thumbs up. And subscribe to our channel for weekly tutorials. This video is brought to you by After Hours, in collaboration with Refine Define.